Got it. So what's your favorite area? Like one of your top picks if you were moving
That's
into
so hard. That's so hard.
Hey guys, this is Mary Murphy, and if this is your first time visiting this channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living in New Jersey, then click the like button, hit subscribe, and click the little bell so you can be notified every time we release a new video.
So I'm so excited to welcome my good friend Jill onto our channel. Jill and I end up having a lot of clients that are moving to our area, which we are in different states and in different areas. We're about an hour to an hour and a half from each other, depending on what part of our service area you're in. A lot of our clients that are moving here to be close to Philadelphia, or they're being transferred by work. So we often have clients that are looking in my part of New Jersey and her part of Montgomery County, and they may even be simultaneously looking, because the distance to the city is really similar. And also we have a lot of similarities. There are a lot of differences. And of course we're in different states, but a lot of similarities in our markets. And then of course, like I said, the distance to the city is similar. So we often have buyers looking on both sides of the bridge, and we've passed them back and forth that way. Well, as top agents in our areas, we know that you need a top agent that really knows the area like the back of their hand. So we don't cross over. If someone's looking to live in her area, then Jill's the one that I absolutely recommend, and vice versa with New Jersey, because we just really know the area. And it's important, especially for our it's important, especially for our out-of-town clients, to have an expert.
Yeah, it really is. Because like so many just don't know what they don't know, right? Isn't that always the saying? I just had a client come in from Colorado. They thought, they had no idea where they wanted to be. So figuring out kind of all the different counties in the areas is really important. And we do highly focus on Montgomery. So it's something we could definitely help your clients with when they have to, relocate or move up this way.
Awesome. So then let's get right into it. And we're really going to talk about the differences and, what it's like to live in your area, which you are right in Montgomery County, right? What area?
So I live in Audubon, which is about 20 minutes north of King of Prussia, right off the 422 corridor. But they kind of call that like the hub of, you can get anywhere from that King of Prussia corridor probably within 20 minutes. You can be down 202, down 76, out 422. So it's a great central area right there. That's considered Montgomery County. And then all the way up 422 to like past Pottstown is still considered Montgomery County. And then going more towards the beach, going out, I guess it would be east, you're going even past Bluebell, which is where my office is, and even out up, Upper Dublin, keep going a little bit even more west of that. So Montgomery County is a pretty good, large area. Some of the best school districts in Pennsylvania are in Montgomery County. You have top ranked school districts. You have your True and Easttown is like right on the cusp of Montgomery County and Chester County, which is like the top rated school district. And then right there is Lower Merion, which is ranked right in the high, I think maybe it's like now number 4, number 5 in the state. That was where Kobe Bryant went to school. That's considered the proper main line, that Upper Merion area. But that's also considered Montgomery County.
Awesome. So your clients that move in there, do a lot of them work in the city, or do they just?
It's actually interesting. There's a ton of commerce and like big pharma, and you have like Vanguard Financial, and pharma is actually pretty big around our area. Out in Chester County, lots of Montgomery County, there's tons of, like I said, pharma. There's Pfizer. There's is it Johnson & Johnson? Then there's also Vanguard, and I know there's tons more. It's just those are the 3 that really like stick out to me.
So then you get a lot of people get they move from other areas and they move into your.
So many. Yeah. And then there's still like the city, tons of people come out of the city, or first-time home buyers coming out of Manayunk, first-time home buyers coming out of, areas that they gravitate towards after college. Because you have a lot of colleges in this area too, down in the city and everywhere, where kind of get out of college, you go into your apartment or your first-time house, maybe your first purchase down around the city, and then you want to be up in the burbs. And this is one of the burbs, the counties that they just gravitate towards. So it's because it's close to the rail. You can still get into the city within a half hour, 40 minutes. So it works.
Got it. But you're getting a nice piece of property or a single family home, or what are the neighborhoods like?
Yeah, they're all diverse. Like you could be in Ambler, you can be in Conchie, you can be in Glenside. All those areas are more like the Jenkintown are more walkable towns. So you have like, maybe smaller homes, smaller lots but you're going to have walkability to restaurants. You're going to have walkability to the train. You're going to have like that more of that borough feel, where if you start going a little bit more north, a little bit more, maybe even east and west, you're going to get maybe anywhere from a quarter to a half acre. You're going to get a little bit more land, and you're going to get that single family home, and all just depending on the size, the condition, and all that. Like we always say, is really kind of where you're going to be price wise, and also school district matters too.
Got it. So what's your favorite area? Like one of your top picks if you were moving into
that's so hard. Well, I always loved Conchie. We owned in Conchie for years. I kick myself all the time that I sold our place in Conchie.
And for people who don't know Pennsylvania, Conchie is actually called
Conshohocken.
Right.
And if you try to spell that like several times, you will be, very successful after the first 100. Yeah. So Conshohocken is great. And I love Ambler too. It was like this little quaint blue collar town that's really changed. It's really trendy now. There's great restaurants, great like shopping, lots of little boutiques.
So let's go back to Conshohocken, and then we'll talk about your second favorite.
Oh.
So the first favorite, let's talk about that one. Why did you choose that as your favorite? What do you love about it? What's the vibe like? What are the homes kind of like?
I think it's because of, again, like the walkability, the downtown life, the restaurants. Now again, I think if you're asking me as personally, like if I didn't have my 3 boys and I didn't have to have a backyard for them to get like play in and be like in this neighborhood, that's where I would go. But I think if I'm thinking about my family and what has been best for them, I love the burbs. Like we're Methacton School District. It's a great school district. Our neighborhood, this area, Audubon, has been wonderful. It's very diversified, which is really awesome. And it's, again, neighborhoods where kids play. I think that's awesome that, if you can find that neighborhood that maybe was the original owners and a lot of them has sold and it's more young families now, there's, that's priceless. That's awesome when you're around a family to have that.
Got it. So if you're young and fun, Jill, with no kids, then you're probably living in Conshohocken or Ambler.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But mom Jill with a bunch of kids and, you want to live, not that you have a bunch of kids, but.
I do. I have my 3 plus my husband. So I have 4 kids.
Yes.
Plus
that whole extra kid, like I have 2.
And a dog and a turtle and a fish.
Okay. So Jill with 3 kids and a dog and a fish and a grown kid. It's better to live with a yard, and then that's in Audubon, and the school district is great there. You like that? Yeah, yeah. But that's not walkable.
I mean, you could be, if you can find yourself a little bit of land in those neighborhoods that have, again, kind of, you could see that it has some family life and parks near it and walkability. It usually tends to get you around other kids for me anyway, my boys are outside every day.
Right.
Unless, it's below 0, they're outside.
So a lot of people who are watching this are considering New Jersey versus Montgomery County. So of course in New Jersey, if they're thinking, if they're looking at like the Conchie or, some of those towns, they're probably looking here in Collingswood or Haddon Heights. That's what would be more similar here.
Yeah.
But if you want some land for a family, if you're here, you're likely looking in Marlton, you're looking in Medford. And there similarly would be where you are in Audubon. What are some other similar, like have some space, have a family, get to a park, a Target?
You could be in Wissahickon, Bluebell, Plymouth. I mean, it's really, there's many options. It really honestly will come down to, say this all the time, just price point. As soon as someone kind of tells me what their ideal price point is, and what their absolute must-haves are, then it's going to be, okay, this is still a good school district. This is going to give you a little bit more house. I mean, because honestly, there's so many different towns and boroughs that run so quickly together around here that if you don't know kind of the lines and you don't know where things cross and change, it can get difficult. But there's Bluebell, there's Conchie, there's with Lafayette Hill, and then you start coming up more north where I am. It's Audubon, Springford, Collegeville, Royersford, Limerick. I mean, there's all kinds of different areas.
So money's not an object. Money is no object. I want to live in the absolute nicest, best part. Where am I going? You know, I want a large house. I want a large lot. I have kids. I have dogs. I just want a really big piece of my
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if money's no project, you're probably going to the main line. You're going to Upper Marion.
Got it. So Upper Marion. And what is
Yeah.
the price point there, would you say?
Your average price point is probably about 1.5 to 2 million.
Okay. Now, I still might want a little space, but I don't have 2 million. I maybe have half a million. I have 500,000, but I would still like a more of a bang for my buck. I would like a house that I could live in, you know, a yard. Where am I going?
Yeah, you're going to definitely go north, either north or even west. You start to stretch out maybe into Chester County, and we don't want to get too much in that conversation, but up into like even northern Montgomery County, where you're in Royersford, you're in Springfield, you're in Limerick, those areas, and even maybe going a little bit east, Gilbertsville, Schwanksville. But again, it's taking you further away from that. I always try to say it, I explain it a little bit like the closer you are to a train, the more you pay. The less land you have and the more you usually spend. The further you get away from a train, the less the more house you get, the more land you get, but the accessibility then is different.
Got it. So you will pay for the convenience of being able to hop on the train, of being able to have some walkability.
Yeah,
that definitely makes sense,
sure.
Especially if you're traveling into the city or anything like that.
Yeah, and so many want to try to stay within 20 minutes. It's funny, everyone starts, I want to be within 10 minutes, 15 minutes of a train. And then by the time they find their house, okay, 40 minutes is fine.
Yes. It always changes, right? Because you have to figure out what things you're willing to sacrifice.
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So sometimes you're willing to sacrifice the big budget.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're not, right? Or you might want to go smaller. So it really just depends on what's important to each person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's go to some fun chat. So how about like your favorite, some of your favorite restaurants? Where are they? What are they?
So there's a few. I mean, again, Conchi has some great restaurants. We just ate at the Stone Rose. That's a fantastic restaurant. It's a smaller restaurant, not a lot of seating, can get a little bit loud, which I don't always love. I like something that's usually a little quieter, but it's hard to find those when they're like, you only have 12 tables or 15 tables. Usually the food tends to be better, but it can get a little louder. But there's this place now in Audubon. Well, it's actually up in Eagleville. It's right next to Audubon, but it's called Aqua Bistro. And it is so yummy. It's a little BYOB. They've brought their restaurant to an area that just really needed some good restaurants, and it is just delicious. So that one's one of my favorites, and it's only 5 minutes from my house, so that makes it nice too. But yeah, there's some good ones. Even Ambler has, I mean, if no one ever ate From the Boot, if you've never gone to From the Boot, it's another BYOB, but it's an Italian BYOB, and it is just delicious. So
Those are
yummy.
my favorites, the Italian BYOBs. I love them.
I know.
I haven't talked up there. I know you PA people won't come to Jersey. I always have to go up there. So maybe that's our next spot.
I know.
We have a little
Always
joke
leave
where
there,
it's
though,
always
feeling-
next time Jersey.
Yeah, I know.
It's always next time Jersey. It hasn't, that next time hasn't happened. I know that next time.
Yes, it will. It will. We owe you for sure. It will happen.
Awesome. So how about like shopping? If you want to go shopping or like, where are you going?
We have the second largest mall in the country. So you got that. King of Prussia, I know like the back of my hand. So that's where I usually will run into. Like I know exactly what I want. So where I'm parking, you got Nordstrom's, you got Lord and Taylor actually went out of business in there, but you have Bloomingdale's. And then just all of the other little shops inside the mall.
So King of Prussia is huge. So if you're
huge.
watching this and you're looking for shopping, I mean, if you're okay to spend some time too, because it's a really big, it's even like 2 sections. Like
it all kind of depends what you're looking for. If you're going for a dress, then you're probably going to the big department stores. If you're going to kind of just mill around and check out like all the like new hippie kind of stores, you might probably want to park on the plaza side because that has more younger stores. If you're going for all the luxury brands, that's right in between the plaza and the court. You kind of park right in the middle and go in that way. But then they also built right in King of Prussia Town Center. Those town centers are becoming really popular too. I'm sure they're sprouting up down your area as well.
We have them here too. Yes.
So So the town centers are great because they have, some shops, like you can run and get your sneakers. You can run in and get a sweatshirt or a shirt or your makeup. And then you get to eat. And then you get a donut leaving because everyone needs something sweet when they're done. And yeah, so I mean, there's so much accessibility. There's so much commerce and stuff around. It's pretty awesome.
And that's like us too. So we have the Promenade. We also have the Cherry Hill Mall, which is a large mall. And we have a lot of those little like plazas, like you said, where, there'll be like a DSW, a Sephora, an Athletica, a Nordstrom Rack.
Yep.
So we have a couple large ones like that. And there'll be some places to eat.
It's
and
perfect.
then our Promenade has the high-end stuff. So you have a lot of high-end shops in the Promenade, some nicer restaurants like
now is the Promenade like open where you go from store to store, or is it all enclosed? It is. That's nice. That's how kind of like Mercata is and stuff down in Naples. So I like that. I like that a lot.
And then we have like a Brio and a Redstone. I feel like you have a very similar thing up there.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And how far is like the closest amusement park, would you say? Like, where would you go if you wanted to go to, what would you go to, Six Flags or?
There's a few. So there's Six Flags is probably, I think, 2 solid hours. Hershey Park's an hour and a half. Dorney's probably about an hour and a half, an hour and 45. And then one of my old time favorites, because I'm born and raised up in Cole County, is Nobles. We called it growing up Knobles. It's Knobles.
It's not Knobles?
We grew up calling it Knobles, but I hear so many people around here call it Nobles Grove.
I think we're right. I think it's Knobles.
It's Knobles.
So
yeah, that's a fan favorite as well. And a lot of people don't know this, at Knobles, you can rent cabins, and they have these like cute little cabins along the river, the back of the park. And then you rent a cabin, and it's one of those parks where I feel like good enough to let my kids just go and play. And they report back. I can't do that anywhere else. I don't feel comfortable doing that anywhere else. But it's always fun. They always have fun up there too.
That's awesome. So if you are like someone you want to do outdoors, like maybe you want to go to like a lake or the mountains, like how far is that from you?
So we are door to door, an hour and a half to Lake Arrowhead, Wallapampack. Those are the two that we usually do, that we've personally done. I know I have friends, like Blue Mountain is close to, if you're looking for like skiing. And there's actually from us to Spring Mountain, like King of Prussia to Spring Mountain is only 35 minutes. So that's like a small little, like you can ski. It's nothing, glorious. It's not like it's a big ski park or anything like that, but it's a cute little spot to go.
And the cool spot is you can kind of get everywhere, right? So then how close is the beach?
2 hours, door to door to LBI. And I mean, that's the one I go to now. If you're going to not Ship Bottom, but Surf City. God, I keep saying all the LBI beaches. Sea Isle, Avalon, the other ones. I think it's probably the same, like 215. Yeah, 2.
It's funny because so where you are in PA, LBI is your closest beach and the one you go to. It's also ours. So I'm in Marlton. That's also where we would go. And it's about an hour and 20 minutes from us.
Oh, isn't that funny? I would think it would be 20 minutes for you.
No, it's not from where I am in Marlton. From some parts of Burlington County, you could get there quicker, but
yeah,
it's about an hour. Well, it's probably not an hour and 20. It's probably about an hour. Maybe it's slightly over. LBI, and then we often go to Ocean City or Wildwood, and they're about an hour 20 as well. So they're not really that much farther.
Isn't that funny? It is. It really is.
That's a cool spot about where we both live, and we live about 45 minutes from each other. You can get to the mountains, the beach. Yeah. You can get to a city. You're going to have city life. You're also going to be able to get to like farm areas, right? So you have like Lindell orchards and like
all that good stuff. I mean, there's so many farms. You go out in the Chester County, you can be even here around the corner where I walk and everything else. There's stables and horses and horseback riding. There's plenty of, still undeveloped land, which is nice. I mean, but it's, you're still kind of remote enough, but still accessible to everything, which is perfect.
Right. That's what I love about our area in the Northeast, right? You can get to everything and you can separate from everything. So whatever you're kind of looking to do, it's all there.
Yeah, so it is nice. It is nice. Because I go into the city anymore and I'm just like, oh,
I was just, I did a video with Shireen, our friend too. We talked a lot about the city and the walking and the shopping and how, most people don't have cars. And I was talking about how I really like to park in a parking lot and not worry about tickets and
Will my car be here when I get back, or will it be damaged? I mean, the other day it took me a good 20 minutes to find a parking spot down in the city, and I was like, I'm in this back alleyway. I'm stuck behind a trash truck. Oh, I was just.
Or sometimes you park in one of those parking garages and it's like $30 and then you still have to walk 6 blocks. I'm like, what is this? So definitely, I'm definitely more of a suburban girl.
Yeah, I hear you. Me too.
Although I know that there's huge value and it's a lot of fun to live in the city too.
Yep.
So what else? Any events, things that you love that you do there? Do they have any parades, 4th of July parade or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, they kind of happen all throughout, I think a lot of the towns. I mean, Conchi's really big on that. They shut down Main Street and do parades for the 4th and all that. But you'll see
they a cute Main Street where a lot of people will gather. And
exactly. It's Fayette, they'll block off maybe 3 or 4 blocks, but it's gotten so congested and built up in there now. It's really even hard for them to do that. But you'll find that throughout most of the townships, and most, everyone has a little bit of a parade. I mean, fall festivals, they're really popular in our area. Everybody has a big fall festival, Easter parade, their Easter, hunts and all the egg hunts. And remember, they just throw them out in a big field of grass and kids run after them. So you see those everywhere too. But it's nice. It's really nice to see the community and even a lot of what I like too, even in the area I'm at, is these small gyms and all the networking that people are willing to do, even with the small local restaurants and everything. Everyone's, especially as business owners, individual business owners, which we all are, even as realtors, all the people that try to help each other and network with each other and, are involved in each other's businesses. It's pretty cool to see.
That's awesome. It is. It's, I love both areas and I think you really can't go wrong. And that's why we talk about clients a lot of times that are moving here, especially if they need to go in the city, it's really center. Yeah. So you can live in either area. So, you guys tend to have a little bit higher in property price. They're going to pay a little more for the house than they will here. And they're going to pay a little more for the taxes.
I know.
Here, right? Than there.
Right.
So it's kind of almost a wash in your monthly expenses is what I'm finding when we talk about our clients, is that the house might be slightly less here, taxes slightly higher. Your taxes are not low by any means. You're not going to low taxes or anything like that. Just we like to win the tax war in Jersey. So
it's just different. It is interesting though. I mean, we always talk about that. I think it used to be a bigger issue than it is now, but with inflation, with the home prices just increased across the board, it really just has to come down to what you want, where you really want to be, and what value you want out of your house and what you're comfortable paying.
Yeah, that's so true. So they're both great areas. Yeah, you really can't go wrong with either one.
No, I agree.
If you're moving to the Montgomery side, you're going to talk to Jill. Yeah. And if you want to go to the New Jersey side, you're going to talk to my team. And if you get it mixed up, we're going to pass you back the other way. So
exactly. Exactly. I love it. Well, this is awesome. I know my phone's always open. If anybody ever needs to chat, I'm always available.
And all of the information will be in the description of this video. So thank you so much for giving us your time and your expertise, Jill. Talk to you soon.
Of course. See ya.
We have several calls a day from people just like you looking to move into New Jersey and that would like to work with our real estate team. We would love to be the team that you choose. So please just find our contact information in the description below and reach out anytime.